Hidden in the heart of Croatia, Plitvice Lakes National Park is one of Europe's most extraordinary natural landscapes. It's about 130 kilometers from Zagreb, roughly a 2-hour drive, and about 250 kilometers from Split, making it accessible for a day trip or an overnight stay. The park was established in 1949, becoming Croatia's first national park, and in 1979 it was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its unique beauty and ecological significance. Sue and I arrived in the early afternoon and checked into the Hotel Jezero, located in the park and near Plitvice Lake, very close to the trails and entrances. This afternoon, Sue and I will be exploring the upper lakes. We plan to come back tomorrow morning to explore the lower lakes. Plitvice National Park, and getting here about 2:30. We're going to try and enter the park by 3. We've got a ticket for this afternoon. We're going to try and scout it out. We're staying at the hotel, which is at the south entrance. It's confusing because if you look on the website, there's north and south entrance, number 1 and number 2 entrance, and upper and lower lakes.
So behind us is the Hotel Jezero, which is where we're staying. We just got our room. We just checked in. Haven't checked out our room, but our room is ready at 2 o'clock. And our time to go into the park is 2 to 3, so we're heading in the park.
So the entrance to the park is just at the corner of the parking lot, to the left-hand side of the hotel as you're looking at it, and we're heading down the path now.
Well, technically, I don't know that it's necessarily the entrance to the park, but this is the path. I think he said we're
the
300
path to the
meters
entrance.
to get to the entrance.
This is the path to the entrance to
Correct.
the park.
Yes.
Right. We bought our tickets in advance, which we would highly recommend. We noticed that some of the days prior to the day we arrived were already sold out, so we booked these for 3 or 4 days ago on our way here, and wanted to make sure we could get in the park when we got here. So
when we booked it on Tuesday, it was sold out through Friday, and we needed Sunday, so we quickly grabbed 2 spots for today for Sunday and 4 for tomorrow morning. And here's a cute little cafe and pastry, or at least it looks cute from here.
yeah, we want to go down there.
It says K and B. That's the best way to remember. B is in boat.
Okay.
And then that's the upper lakes only.
Okay.
And then
So-
for tomorrow, you can do the entire thing with H.
Okay. Now, how about the ticket is a 2-day ticket?
Yes.
Do we come back anytime tomorrow?
So if it says on the tickets 28th of September, and if it's 60 euros per person, yes, you can come in tomorrow at any entrance anytime.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow is your second day.
Well,
Okay.
we bought, the other 2 people are coming with us.
They're 8 to
only
9.
for 8 o'clock tomorrow. So.
In that case, you
They
can
have
come in
to-
as early as 7:31
Yeah.
Okay.
or 8.
8 o'clock.
Or
8
later.
o'clock we're coming with them. Okay.
So we take the shuttle and then follow
Take the shuttle until the Topster and then follow H down 4.5 kilometers, 2.5 miles. And then instead of waiting for the large ship, you can just wait for the small one. Wait where it says B on the right side of the port.
Okay.
B.
as in boy.
for
B as in-
boat.
B as in boat.
B as in
B as
boat.
in
We're
boat.
waiting
Yeah,
for B
that
as in
makes
boat.
sense.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Thank you.
If you aren't clear on what you're doing, there's people here that speak English, and just ask them, am I on the right shuttle? This is what I want to do, and they'll make sure you're going into the right place, right?
So far, a lot of people, yes, correct. So far, a lot of people speak English very well.
Yes. So we had 2 rangers or whatever that we talked to that kind of guide us and make sure we are going to the right itinerary. We're going to go up to the upper lakes and then take a hike 2.5 miles back on the trails today. So we verified what we wanted to do with the lady outside the shuttle, make sure we were on the right shuttle, and they scanned our ticket then before we got on the shuttle. So we got here on the shuttle. Took quite a few minutes. It's quite a ways
Yes.
to get to the upper lakes.
I think it took about 15 to 18 minutes. we came to 8.
And it's about a 2.5 mile hike or walk. We'll see. We're about to start on the H Trail, and we took advantage of the restrooms that are here. Looks like they're building some other facilities as well. I don't know what that is. We're gonna start on our hike. These are signs with the different shuttle lines and the duration. Looks like there's a change there. They can change that from 30 minutes to something else, so maybe when it's busier it's different.
Right, so this goes till 6:30 p.m.
We're going to be doing the H Trail. It takes us to a small boat. So we're starting off on a kind of rustic boardwalk. There's some little gaps between the boards, so you can kind of watch your footing a little bit. You could trip on this to get your toe caught. It's not raining, but it's not sunny either. We were supposed to have a sunny day today, weren't we? According to the weather?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's a sunny day. Okay, today's just not raining. So we're just happy it's not raining.
Yeah. Sunset 6:43.
Little minnows or little baby fish here. So one of the reasons we decided to come to Plitvice is our daughter and her husband had come here about 2 years ago, I think.
2 or 3.
2 or 3 years ago. And they came here because they saw this beautiful photographs on a screensaver on their TV of this place with all these amazing waterfalls. So they did some research, figured out it was here, and they decided to come here. And came back and told us how amazing it was. So when we planned our trip to Hungary this year, we decided to make sure we stopped here to see it.
So we have today and tomorrow, so not much time, but so far it's beautiful.
We booked the ticket for 1 day is 40. We booked a 2-day ticket, which is 60, so there's a little bit of savings there. They didn't have like a retirement or senior rate, but we were able to get into park before 3, and it's open till 7. So we're going to get a little bit of time on the trails and stuff this afternoon and kind of get our bearings, and then join the other people in our party tomorrow. I don't know how much narration we're going to do here other than to tell you how beautiful it is. This is a whole series of lakes, upper lakes and lower lakes. So the waterfalls are what connect one lake to the other. So you got the highest lake flows to the next lake, and the next lake, and the next lake. That's why you have all these amazing waterfalls. The upper lakes are the highest and most tranquil part of Plitvice Lakes National Park. This section is made up of 12 interconnected lakes, beginning with Proskansko Lake, the highest in the system, and flowing gently downward through forested valleys. From the highest upper lake to the lowest, the water descends about 100 meters, creating a series of wide cascades, natural barriers, and crystal clear ponds. Unlike the dramatic cliffs of the lower lakes, the upper lakes feel more open and peaceful, with wooden walkways winding quietly through the water and forest. So this is a sign, I assume, showing us kind of where we're at.
I assume we are at that arrow.
Right. So we started at the uppermost lake, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We've seen 5 little lakes already. Correct?
Correct. Yep.
So we're here late September, but the leaves are just starting to change. So now we're down one more lake.
This is 24 meters deep.
Oh.
Okay. And there's some reds and orange and yellows across the way.
There's some waterfalls over there again. Water's so clear. So this is a 2.5 mile walk from the upper lakes down to the small boat. The nice thing about this trail is it's mostly flat and all downhill. So it's not a strenuous walk at all for 2.5 miles. Not really any upward grades because you're going down for the whole time.
They have benches along the way,
yeah.
So you can sit down to rest.
You know, if you're hiking downhill in the mountains, sometimes it's pretty tough on your knees and ankles, but this is a really nice, easy walk.
Agreed. Very pretty.
Taking this little side chute off the main trail just to see what's here. It's not marked, there's no sign. We're gonna go down a little ways and then head back to the H trail just to see if there's anything special to see down here. So it looks like this is just a little connector from some of the other trails. I don't know that there was anything particularly special to see at the bottom of this hill, other than an intersection of a couple of trails. So I'm gonna head back up. So we met a very couple from California who'd watched a bunch of videos about the park and was a little disappointed today with the views because, well, it's not blue sky day today, unfortunately. Hopefully tomorrow will be nicer. And the waterfalls aren't quite as strong as they would be in the spring, and I think some of the videos he watched probably had been taken in the springtime when maybe the water flow is greater and the waterfalls are a little more dramatic, but it's still very beautiful. The trails are very well marked with these signs, so I think if you kind of know where you're supposed to be going and check with one of the staff here, I think it'd be pretty hard to get lost. So we got a little switchback trail here. They're coming up, or going down actually. Gorgeous, beautiful. So there are many trails here that intersect each other, depending on which direction you go and what route you take. We're staying on the H trail. This is one of the closest waterfalls we've been to yet. In some ways, it's almost nicer that the sun isn't really bright because you don't get the glare when taking pictures.
We still have some glare, but yeah, I guess not so much. But I think the color would be nicer.
I think she was saying that sometimes of the year this is normally a waterfall, but it's dry now. Actually noticing that a lot of these stairways are built over waterfalls because there's water rushing underneath us. There's a sign for this waterfall, 18 meters. Slap waterfall. So cool. Like little caves, moss, and grass and stuff. Beautiful blue water, clear. So pretty. What's amazing here is just the sheer number, and I have no idea how many waterfalls there are. You just, everywhere on this trail, you just hear rushing sounds of cascading water. And even if it's this time of the year and they're not that voluminous, they're still so beautiful and impressive. This is Slap Waterfall, which is 16 meters. It's hard not to photograph all of this. Amazing. Beautiful. So we're thinking we've got about somewhere between a quarter and a half a mile to go on the trail. Not hearing too much rushing water at the moment. And we're losing a little bit of the light too. It's almost 5 o'clock. Here's another sign showing us what lake we're at. This is a depth of 10 meters, surface area of 8 hectares. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lakes down from the top.
I was just going to say, Jezero, we found out, means lake. If it says Jezera with an A instead of the O, that means lakes. So that's plural. So this is Gradinsko Lake.
Very good.
Okay.
So we think we're still on the H trail. We kind of got a little nervous because we We took a little while taking pictures, and for a while we had a lot of people around us, and then we didn't. So we thought we might have taken a wrong turn. But we saw a few people and seemed to get some confirmation that we're at least headed towards the small boats, if not still on the H trail. So I think we're all right. So the ladies we talked to indicated that the most dramatic waterfalls were the ones we've already seen, and not sure what we'll see on the way back, but kind of what we had behind us now was kind of the key things on this particular walk. Okay, I see boats off to the right hand side. I see some canopies. There's some boats at 2 o'clock. Yes, trying to use the clock system. So instead of saying over there, and nobody knows what you mean. There's a hydroelectric plant at this location. That's what this little building must be for. And there's a little shelter here as well, but no restroom. And this would be the intake, I believe, for the power plant right here. This man-made structure. And this is Lake Burget, or Burgay, or something that ends in a T. Depth of 10 meters, 1 hectare in surface area. And we're here now, and we started up here. It's the power plant, a little path to the power plant. It must have been a massive task to build all these boardwalks. Just thousands and thousands and thousands of boards.
This is definitely not handicap accessible, wheelchair accessible, just people accessible.
Yeah.
You're not wheelchairing.
Yeah, there's no way you could do this with a wheelchair. This is not handicap accessible. I mean, I guess you could push a wheel. No, there's just too many stairs, right? There's just too many stairs. So you wouldn't be able to do this with a wheelchair or a stroller. So if you're coming with small children, they better be able to walk, or you got to carry them in a backpack or something. But it is beautiful.
Yeah.
So we were correct, and this is the boat down there. We better get down there. It looks like they're waiting to fill that up.
Okay, let's go.
You said 2.
We're at 2, we're going to number 1.
We're going to 2, or we're at 2?
There is entrance number 2, yes.
Okay. So P is for the port, for the boats,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, P, we're trying to figure out all the different. H is the trail, P is the port. Oh, they have what? A lot of boats, right?
Yes, where does number 1 go?
This is number 1 goes across to number 2.
It's P1, so I think port 1. Across the way where we just came from, where that boat is P2, port 2. So this one goes every 15 minutes between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Now all the times we're giving you on these signs are variable. They have little slots where they can change it from 15 to 30 or whatever. So I'm sure at different times of the year that's different. It looks like you can rent a rowboat here on this lake. Cute little wooden rowboats. I don't actually have a power boat, but I imagine that's for the staff to rescue people that are in their rowboats. There's an ice cream stand here. It's not open right now. And kind of at the main locations, there's quite a bit of information about the lakes and the geology and everything, and there are signs in English. So if you're from an English-speaking country and you come here, you will be able to read some of the signs and get that information. And we found that all the staff so far that we came in contact with also spoke English.
All of them have.
All of them have. Yep.
So this one says the upper lakes are made up of 12 lakes separated by tufa barriers.
Lakes have mild and indented shores and lay atop watertight dolomite bedrock from the Jurassic period. The difference in altitude between the two largest lakes, Frosenko and Kozak, is about 100 meters. Forgive my pronunciation. There are restrooms here, just as you get off the boat, just a little bit up the hill. I'm not sure if these are temporary or permanent, but they work, so that's good. There's a little snack bar right over there. Now you can get sodas and some snacks. We're gonna find our way back to the hotel. And here is a sign showing the way to entrance number 2, which is near the hotel. A lot of stairs. I don't know, 100 and something stairs probably. We're gonna end up where we started at near the visitor center, where we talked to the first staff member that gave us a suggestion on what to do.
There's more stairs.
Restaurant Waterfall. This is the Kozak Cafe and Pastry. Nice. And then we're headed back.
The name of one of the lakes, wasn't it? Kozak?
Maybe, yes.
You read that on one of the signs.
Yes. So we're on our way back to the hotel, and that was a great hike. Took us how long?
We started at 3.
So it's about a 3.5 hour hike. So I think we walked from the hotel down to entrance number 2, which is the southern entrance. And then we took the shuttle up to the beginning of the H Trail. I think ST3. We took it to there. And then we hiked the H Trail. It's not labeled here which one is H, but we came down through the upper lakes down to P2, which P is for port 2, and we took a small boat over to P1, and then we walked back to the hotel. Today, Hotel Jezero.
Jezero meaning Hotel Lake.
Hotel Lake. We're kind of coming up from the back of it here after our hike on Path H, which is along the upper lakes, and we started at entrance number 2, which is very close to the hotel. You do have to do stairs. If you have a problem with stairs, these walks would be very difficult, I think. Right, Sue? There's no handicap access. They're not particularly tough trails, but there are a lot of stairs. And if you do H from the upper lake, the uppermost lake, to the lowermost upper lake, it's generally downhill. Very little uphill until you get right to the end. And you have to come back to the visitor center. There's parking here. I believe parking is free. We weren't charged anything for parking. There's no sign saying there's a charge. We plan on making a separate video of our day exploring the lower lakes, as well as a separate video and review of Hotel Jezero. So look for those on our channel. In addition to exploring Plitvice National Park in Croatia, we also spent time in Split and Dubrovnik, as well as doing a backroads cycling tour of the Dalmatian coast and some of the islands off the coast of Croatia. Look for those videos in our Croatia playlist. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of the other videos on our Croatia playlist. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thanks for watching. Now get out and explore the world.